game is ever about one moment, but given how close it was, do you kind of look back and think maybe a different decision on that that third down choice close to their goal line the first time?
No, that's what got it there. You know, because we were down 17-0. That's 3 scores. You don't get it, you're still down 3 scores. You get the 3, which we are, then maybe 2 scores. You know, and that's it's not Vegas, it's football. You know, if you're down 2 scores, you got a chance to win it. 3 scores, you're not in it. So, like I said, it came down to that one. Some things probably could have been done better from that point forward. But the whole thing is, what quarter was that? Second quarter? Early in the second? A lot of football there. So, 3 scores is a little bit different than 2 scores.
Corey, quarterback play, was there any thought of maybe going to James earlier in that game?
Yeah, that was a thought, but I think I looked, it was probably about 3 minutes or something like that. And, you know, right before the half, you know, you just thought maybe it was a little bit of rust or something like that coming off the bye maybe, you know, and you probably could have made it a little bit earlier, but I didn't have that decision that early. You know, it wasn't a short leash or anything like that. Just after a while, I thought he wasn't seeing the field, you know, and I would make that move. But by the time I kind of dug into it, gave him one more series, by that time I think it was like 3 minutes left.
At the end of the game, I mean, it was a one-possession game. You had a chance to get him off the field.
Yeah.
What do you think happened defensively?
Yeah, well, you know, we're man-to-man, pressure man, you know, and then they end up catching on us, you know. That's always a tough deal, you know. We played some zones of man all night. We got off the field on some of those. And it's one of those things to where, you know, you get off the field, so it's a different game, you know. But, you know, going forward, we got to continue to play some man, pressure man, and when it's crunch time, we got to show up.
You've said before that a quarterback can earn the right to start the next game, but it's up to him how he chooses to finish it. Has James earned the right to start next week?
It'd be hard for me to make that assumption just based off, you know, coming right after a game. A lot of different things still going through my head. But we meet tomorrow at 10:30, and then by then I'll have a chance to really sit down. Jock will have a chance to sit down and see where the offense is going. You know, and you know, Max done a good job for us. You know, James is back. He was out for a while, but we'll sit down and see where that's going to go and make a decision. You know, based on the next one.
Coach, was it frustrating for special teams in terms of, you know, penalties setting you guys back with?
Yeah, anytime you have poor field position, you know, that's going to be tough. And, you know, those are things that lends to it as well. Is, you know, you start in a poor field position, then you got to punt and do different things like that. You know, one thing we've stressed is penalties and different things like that. So those are things that we got to clean up. You know, we got to clean up. When the guys are at practice, they understand that the penalty is not a part of the game. You know, if a guy beats you, let him go. Move on to the next guy. That's football. You know, everybody knows that. We got to do that.
Is it too simplistic for me to ask you how frustrating it's been? We've seen this team, especially this half of the season, have close losses. You were able to limit their offense, come back. It's a one-score game. Basically, if you made that stop, you would have had, I think, just over a minute to come back. I mean, is frustrating the best way to describe it, or is there another word?
You know, like the biggest thing what I told those guys is, you know, we're definitely disappointed but not discouraged. You know, tomorrow we got to make corrections of all those negative things, but there's also some things to build off of, and that's where we are in terms of this season. You know, so the biggest thing is just having disappointment that, you know, hey, you get it down to, hey, let's get down here, we're going to stop them, get a chance to stop them, and we don't stop them. You know, they made the play, we didn't, and that's where we are right now. Is we got to continue to grow guys up until they're able to make the plays that they need to make when it's time to make them. You know, that's our job, and we're getting there. But to get to that point, some guys did some hellified things to get to that point. So we just have to continue to grow them until they can finish again.
Corey, this was the end of the second third of the season.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was a pretty pivotal game tonight. You could have gone 3-3 as opposed to 2-4. Now, how do you view the final third of the season and the final 6 games?
Well, like anything else, you know, no different than there. You know, whether it's the first third, or whatever. We've had a lot of close games. We had some things. What we got to do in this next 6 is we got to put it together. You know, we got to put it together. You know, offense has to put points on the board. Defense got to stop them, and special teams have to play. It's pro football. You know, it's not high school football. You know, so we understand what we need to do. The guys in that room, the coaches. You know, there's no excuse when everybody says, "Hey, you're hot," and then here comes the bye week. You know, those are the things that you're pro. You got to do what you got to do in the bye week. But nevertheless, we're back. The energy's been high. The execution was pretty good during the course of the week. You know, and you can see we're just one score away from tying that game up. But we have to be better early. You know, there was a time early in the season, Frank, to where we didn't start fast, and then we started fast, and then we couldn't close, and then we put that all together. So where we are right now is putting it all back together and making sure that we can start fast and finish fast.
How important is veteran leadership, Rainey, Woods, at this point?
Well, the biggest thing is, you know, when you talk about it, it's not just individual guy. It's been important all year. It's not just veteran leadership. It's because, you know, two guys is one thing, but this guy's stepping up and making their plays. Guy's not holding. That has nothing to do with leadership. That has to do with this is pro football, and each man has a job to do. And first thing is you have to do your job. That's what you get paid to do, and we got to do it well. Will there be, you know, sometimes when the guy across from you does it better? Sure. But in the terms of the locker room, it's about being disappointed but not discouraged. And it's going to take more than Mayor Woods. You know, it's going to take more than Chris Rainey. It takes every guy in there, make sure their heads up and they come to work with the right mindset every day.
Corey, at the end of the first half, I mean, Durrell was wide open. Mac just made a bad throw, in my opinion. But the decision to go for it on third down, can you just take us through?
Was that the 3rd and 5?
Yes.
I thought it was going to be like 3rd and 2 if that's the one to remember. But at this point, it's like at the end of the half, you know. And then now, like I said, I think we'd already hit the 3. It was a 2-score game, right? So I'm trying to look at it like, hey, if we can keep this thing at 3 down, then maybe we're going into a 1-score game. You know, so it's all about the math for me, and just trying to get the math in our favor.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.